Hello, Facebook. Let's go ahead and see how this goes. We'll let people log in because I want to talk about something. Let's see. We're just gonna let more people log in real quick, and then we're gonna talk about something that needs to be discussed. Cool. All right. 19. Okay. So, hi guys. We're coming live. Nice. I just smacked my legs. We're coming live because I want to talk about how we frame our realities. I want to talk about perception. And so, to start this conversation, I want to get your guys' minds kind of going. And I want you guys to really think about what I'm throwing out your way. And I'm going to give you some real life things that have happened to me literally like within this week, as well as everything else. So just bear with me here. How we frame our reality means absolutely everything. So I want to ask you guys, if you look at a picture, so let's just say you are hanging off of a cliff, okay? You got stuck here and you're being trapped, okay? And you're on this, like you're underneath the ledge of a cliff and there's a little rock that you kind of got stuck on, right? And you have somebody on top of the cliff that's helping you. This is a picture that I've seen once before and it's always stuck with me. And you're like, gosh, this person needs to hurry up and pull me up. They're not pulling me up fast enough here. And you're like, there's a snake. They don't understand that there's a snake, trying to get me. And then the person trying to pull you up is actually trapped beneath a boulder and they can't inch any further. And so in your line of perception, you're immediately blaming the other person. And in the other person's line of perception, they're like, geez, why aren't they at least like trying to lift themselves up? They don't know that there's a snake right there, or they don't know what you're going through. And that's the thing with your frame of reality, is you never know what another person is going through, even though you might be trying to help that person, or you might be trying to whatever you feel like you're doing, okay? Whatever you feel like you're doing, that's the thing. It's a lens of perception, okay? And that's how we tend to frame our reality, is we get caught within our own lenses of these perceptions that we develop and that we build. And so oftentimes we tell ourselves we are right, or we are wrong and they're wrong, or they're wrong, or they're right, or whatever it may be, based on that lens of perception that we carry within ourselves. And so, we don't leave ourselves open to other ideas. We don't see things from the bigger picture. And so oftentimes you always hear people like me saying, step back, see the bigger picture. Step back, see the bigger picture. And people don't understand that. Now, because if I was the one hanging off the cliff, I wouldn't understand that. And I wouldn't be able to see that the person that was trying to help me is actually trapped beneath the boulder. Now, if I was the one that was trapped beneath the boulder trying to help the person hanging off the cliff, I wouldn't see that they couldn't move because they would be attacked by a snake, or they would fall completely down off the cliff, right? And so oftentimes we get caught up in what I call ascension traps, where it's a false state of seeing what we believe to be true. And so this is actually it's like a filter. I thought it was cool because of the rainbow. I chose it because of the rainbow, because I felt this was like very healing. I don't know, it gives me like this weird like AI thing, which I thought was really unique too, but I'm a fucking weirdo. So let's just be real here. I like weird things. Anyways, so this morning I got caught up in my own lens of perception. And a good friend of mine really brought me down. I called him this morning. I tend to always call him like whenever I need advice or anything. And I was bawling my eyes out. Now here's the thing. everyone thinks tarot is so cool. You guys all want to get into tarot. And I think that's great. And I love that you guys want to explore that. But let me share a different lens of perception about tarot and the reality behind it. You know, because it made me start thinking, and oftentimes a lot of you guys have even asked me, do you think it's bad luck to buy your own tarot deck? Do I still think it's bad luck? No, that my perception on that has not yet changed. However, I do think that it has a lot to do with destiny and fate. So for example, you know, and I didn't understand it until today. I really didn't. I have to oftentimes give a lot of horrible readings to the point where I'm gonna make people sign a waiver now, because, you know, people come to me and they want to know if their boyfriend's cheating on them, and then I have to tell them something else that's horrible in their life, because spirit doesn't, you know, source doesn't want to tell them about their fucking boyfriend, you know, and they want to they don't care to know that stuff. So for example, I've given readings and I've told somebody, hey, the FBI is watching you. A few days later, FBI came kicking down her door. I've told somebody before that her husband had an entire other family. It's not things that I want to tell people, but they're things that I pick up on. And, you know, oftentimes people like me have a hard time with that. Because we don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person, but I was gifted my first tarot deck when I was 18 years old by some lady with cancer in my apartment building. And I didn't understand what it was, and I didn't touch it for a very long time. Nobody taught me how to read tarot cards. Like a month or two ago, I had a reading where I held back. And I'm admitting that because I know how powerful words can be, and I tend to battle with that. Am I putting this out to the universe, or is this my own intuition? And I got, I'm sorry if you're watching, I just have to use this as an example. So, I picked up that her daughter was being molested by her father. And I didn't tell her. I said that something very inappropriate is happening, and to pay attention to her daughter. And today that was confirmed, and that's the first thing that I dealt with this morning. So when people think tarot's cool, listen, you can learn tarot all you want, but intuition is a gift. And these channeled messages that we receive are a gift. And when you come to me for a reading, just know that I'm going to tell you, and I'm no longer going to hold back, because it could prevent things from happening. And I'm not afraid of my own intuition. I know it's strong, and I don't normally not trust it, but in my lens of perception at the time, I thought that I was doing the right thing because I didn't want to put that out to the universe. And now I know that I didn't do the right thing. I told her, right? But I didn't tell her. And I apologized this morning, and she was just so grateful, and I didn't understand why, because if I was her, I would have hated me. So just understand that my work is so much more than just predicting some fucking bullshit about boyfriends or girlfriends and love, and it's so much deeper. And the things that I pick up on, the things that I see, the things that I heal through and transmute and help others through is difficult. It's very difficult. Hi, baby. I will definitely open that. It's very difficult. My line of work is not something fancy. That's gross. You're nasty. Out.
We went to the food shop.
Thank you.
They gave us a roof too.
Okay, thank you. Close the door, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I have to deal with a lot of heavy energy. Now, because this morning I dealt with that, I was a little late to my first client who was already kind enough to wait on me. And I didn't explain why I was late or anything. I just came in and gave my reading. And it was just another beautiful reminder that I'm doing exactly what I meant to be doing, regardless of the messages that I deliver, because sometimes the messages need to be heard. And she has had tons of reading before. In fact, so many readings from professionals all around the world and in the Amazon and all these different places that come so highly recommended. She told me that I was the best reading that she's ever had. And then again, that made me feel more guilty because I know that my intuition is so powerful. And I hold back. I hold back on a lot of you guys because I know my power, and sometimes I don't want to speak on things because I also know the power and the influence behind words. I mean, not worth. But I'm gonna stop doing that. So things are about to get a lot more real because there's a lot that I hold back on. Thinking that I was like an umbrella to you guys, you know, sheltering you for some rain. But in all reality, it wasn't like that at all. And you know, that reading ended up going way over time because you schedule a 30-minute or 1 hour, and if it happens to be within that time frame, awesome. But if we go over that time frame, I'm not just gonna leave you in the moment and be like, all right, so if you want to continue, it's going to be this much money per minute. No, I'm not that bitch. I don't give a fuck about the money. The money infinitely just comes to me, you guys. Like, I don't ever have to manifest money. It's the least of my concerns and worries. But my reading with her went on a little bit later, and the client afterwards, who's also a healer apparently, and, you know, I got the download. It's okay. Like, this is protection. This is redirection. Okay. This person, extremely impatient, got angry with me and told me that I am unprofessional. I'm unprofessional because this morning I took on a client that I took in the past without charge and spoke to them about some sort of extremely important event in her daughter's life. After that, I took a little bit extra with the next client, which made me 25 minutes late for the other appointment. This lady said that I am extremely unprofessional and demanded a refund. So I refunded her. I'm not going to argue with people because I'm not going to try and change their lens of perception. But I am going to remind you guys that you guys don't always know what's going on. And you're not the only person in the world that I deal with. And there's a lot more people out there. And I'm not here to compare problems because comparison is the worst problem that everyone has in this world. It's comparison. Your problem is equally as important. But so is understanding and keeping your lens of perception, your frame of reality open. What is the true meaning of professionalism? For me, it's putting the customer first. And that's exactly what I did today. So another person's projection of their own internalized entitlement to my time and my energy. When I showed up, it's not like I completely ditched this person. I showed up. I was just 25 minutes late. Was just mind-boggling to me. And you know what the universe did? Because I refunded her. They sent me $100 order and they paid me back all the money that I refunded. That's how energy works, you guys. When you stay open, when you slow down, when you are honest, when you work from purity, the universe blesses you and they take care of you. And I want you guys to understand that my readings on YouTube are probably about 30% of the reflection of what you get as a one-on-one reading with me. So if those readings resonate, imagine what I can do within an actual time frame with just you and I. Because I'm not picking up on your energy on YouTube. I'm picking up on millions of energies on YouTube. A personalized reading, I read your aura. I read your energy, current, past, present, future, past life. It's an integration of absolutely everything. I know who you are as a soul, and I see your potential. I also see your blockages. I see your downfalls. I see your fears. I see transparency. I see me. I see absolutely everything that we have all gone through. I see that you're human, and that you're just trying to make it to the next day. And I appreciate that. And I want to thank each and all of you that have patience with me. I want to thank each and all of you that challenge yourselves on a daily basis to open up your own mind frame. Yesterday this happened as well, so I know that I was being guided to talk about all of this. It was in a comment section, right? And this psychic, who was trying to promote herself in a group, it was like in a twin flame group or something, she made a post and she's like, you need to go outside in the sun, direct sunlight. And my friend commented and was like, well, we don't have to, like, everybody has sun. Some places it's, snowing, it's raining, whatever, circumstances, right? And she's like, yeah, well, you're not going to get sun in the basement. And like came back all snarky and like very small mind frame, right? And I thought to myself, and I was like, wow, that's, somebody has so much fear that they're trying to control externally through their own projection, through their own lens of perception. And the thing is you can't do that. It's impossible. It's near impossible because you're not open. Telling somebody that you have to be in direct sunlight to receive these DNA upgrades and everything that's going on within us is bullshit. It's like telling somebody that you can't ground your energy from inside the house because you're not directly touching the earth. You are a being of the earth. You are a being that has direct connection with the moon and the sun. You will always receive what you're meant to receive. You're not going to be punished because you're in the hospital bed. You're not going to be punished anywhere. And so, again, a lens of perception. And I want to remind you guys that, I personally could literally sit in a basement with no windows. And I could visualize the sun kissing my skin and warming up my body. However, another person, their lens of perception, their reality, their frame of reality, they may not be able to visualize that. They may not be able to feel that. So they need to physically be outside under the sun, and that is okay. Who is wrong in this situation? Neither of us. Neither of us. And that's the thing in this world, is oftentimes we're constantly comparing who is right, who is wrong, who has power, who has control, who has this, who has that. And that is not love, that is not unconditional, that is not oneness, that is not unity. That is complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. It's misconception, it's misalignment, it's control, it's fear, it's projection. And so challenge yourselves today. What is within my lens of perception? The same camera, the same exact body camera has different lenses that you could screw on it. Some lenses, the moon will look like it's this close right up here. You can see every detail on it. Other lenses, like a regular lens, it may look much farther away with way less detail. And both lenses are looking at the same exact situation, the same exact object, the moon. So there is no right or wrong way to look at something. And it's important to understand the value of trying to see things from the other person's lens, of trying to understand things from the other person's perception, because there's a ton of value in that. There's so much value. And it's not just for them, it's for you. It teaches you. It's a learning experience. Every single being on this planet is another aspect of YOU, of you, 100% you. So although this was, for me, obviously I looked for the lesson in this. And I was like, okay, where did this guilt and shame come from? Well, the first thing that came to mind after dealing with this morning was, yes, baby.
I need to go play in the floor.
Okay, baby, go play gently, please. The first thing that came to mind was when my mother had died. I called it before the cops did. They found her 2.5 days later or something. And my grandma, which I love her, we and her talk all the time, but in the moment, she said, "Don't you wish you were ever wrong, Carissa?" And that's instantly what I heard this morning when I heard that my confirmation, or that confirmation came through of what I originally picked up on for that little girl being taken care of. Or she's being taken care of now, but I mean, like, being molested, okay, by a family member here. I instantly, though, don't you wish you were ever wrong? And that's the thing, is I've allowed that one comment hold me back, okay? That one comment hold me back for a very long time. Don't I wish I was ever wrong? Almost on a daily basis. I don't want to be right about half the things I pick up on. But the thing is that in another reality like my own, I do feel like I am wrong at times. And so that's why it's important to trust yourself and, say things no matter what, because you could be saving a life. And it may just be like a domino effect of the way that you save their life, okay? But at the same time, from another lens of perception, my guides explained to me, Carissa, we all have certain experiences that shape us. You've been through a lot too. How did those experiences shape you? That little girl is going to have an incredible life, and she's such a powerful soul. And I just have to remember and honor that and honor her path. And, that mother specifically came to me for a reason. I held back in that moment for a reason, regardless of if I understand it or not. But by sitting there and challenging my own lens of perception, it allows me to see every single angle and see the bigger picture. Oh, I got him a little basketball. Ooh, please. Nice. Domino effect, like we talked about. Thank you. Out of my office, please. Dangerous in here with the basketball. Anyways, so be open to everything. And understand that if you come to me and you have to sign some sort of waiver, it's because I'm not going to hold back what I feel, what I think, what I hear, what I see anymore. And it doesn't matter. Please close my office. It doesn't matter if I just pick up, if I tell you, hey, I'm feeling something really bad with this energy, I might just say that. And, sometimes it's up to you to listen to your own intuition. And that's a point that my good friend pointed out this morning. He was like, Carissa, well, you did tell her. You just didn't tell her, which family member it was. You just said it was somebody within the household, somebody close. And, it was up to her to listen to her own intuition. And, there's truth in just everything. Like, none of it was a lie. There's truth in all of it. And so all I'm saying to you guys today is just trust yourselves. Keep your lens of perception open. There is no good. There is no bad. There is only understanding. Okay? And we all have to learn to understand each other on a deeper level. And so, yeah, but you know, that little girl, she's going to be fine. And her mother's struggling right now. And so if you guys could just energetically send love to whoever needs it, do that. Okay? Because there's people out there that need it and they would benefit from it. There's a lot going on in this world right now. I've had people trying to apologize to me in my dreams. Telepathically, I've had people reaching out to me, apologizing to me, realizing that I was never the problem. And it feels good. It feels like there's this massive release. Sorry, guys. Choking on my own spit here. It feels like there's this massive release. And I think I tear up because I'm emotional. I'm a divine feminine, okay? I mean, we all have feminine and masculine within us. We're all divine in some sort of way. Your frame of belief, right? So, anyways, there's just a lot of people that are only going to be able to see things from their view. I'm going to use that same example that I've always used before. The person walking on the cement is not going to have the same view as the person on the roof of a 90-story building. However, the person on a 90-story building is going to be able to see what's going on with the person on the cement. And that's why it's important to raise your vibration. And if you pick up on something, don't hold back. Help others. Be the love. Be that difference. During this time of darkness, don't pressure people. Don't expect things from people. Like, I don't get it. That's the most self-serving thing I can do. And then to have the audacity to call yourself a fucking healer is just ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, what type of healer are you if you're not even patient enough to sit there and understand other people? So, and ask yourself, if you feel entitled to my time and my energy, you know, what are you gonna give in return? I always have people, hey, can you answer one quick question? And I went over this the other day, but it's the same thing. And it's still, you guys, I woke up Monday morning with 45 emails. I go through my emails every single day, 45. And that's just ridiculous. I'm one person. I had strep throat. I'm on amoxicillin right now. I was able to diagnose myself because of my spirit guides. So when I woke up, I did a video call and we all got all cleared up and got amoxicillin and it was done. It was real quick. And I'm feeling better already, so which is why I'm back to work and back to doing readings. But I had to take a break to really talk about that. So it doesn't matter what the situation in life, whether it's with other people or with circumstances, you know, challenge your frame of perception. Are you losing jobs? How can you challenge that perception and see, wow, did I lose a job? Was this an ending or was this a brand new beginning for me? Because secretly I fucking hated that job and I hated everybody I worked with, and I've been slowly awakening but ignoring my intuition, my gut instinct. Okay. Thanks, Jade. That's another thing that I want to talk about. I talked about this in my healing manifestation group, but I had a lot of people reach out to me and tell me, I hope everything's okay. When I cry, and the intentions behind it were so pure, and I really appreciate that. But at the same time, people being vulnerable and raw and real is so rare these days that something automatically has to be wrong. Emotion is the purest form, the most organic form of self-expression, and it should be more regular. Or regulated, or not regulated, regular. it should be more regularly expressed. The thing is instantly people are like, oh wow, she must be going through some shit. The instant, because I cry, no, I'm just open and vulnerable. It doesn't mean I'm going through shit. That means I feel shit. It means I'm picking up on shit. And I am expressing it because I feel it so deeply. And the thing is people want to claim to be an empath, but they don't actually share their empathy except for bitch and complain and be like, wow, this energy is so heavy. This is happening to me. Me. That's not an empath. An empath is not me. An empath is, this is you. Like, this is what's going on in the world. This is what happened to an animal. An empath is your child that cries on the couch when they see a dog die in a movie. How many of you guys did that? I used to always cry when dogs died in the movies. I was like, why do they always fucking kill the dog? I don't get it. And then my Scorpio moon fantasized about murdering that person in return. I would never do that. I don't kill anybody back, okay? But just, look, we're weird, okay? I don't know. I've had some weird, yeah, whatever. Regardless, just understand that empathy is going to be more normalized because I'm saying it is and because I know it is. And having people open up themselves and become more raw with their feelings is going to become more normalized. And don't automatically try to fix somebody because somebody's not broken. In fact, sharing their emotions is extremely powerful, and I feel like more men should absolutely step into that because we're going into a big, massive heart healing with this 444 portal coming in. So you are going to be feeling, and if you're not tapped into this empathetic, divine, feminine energy, then you're probably distracting yourselves, or you're just on a different timeline, or whatever it may be. I'm not gonna sit here and like judge it, okay? And all of it is right, okay? We're all on the right path, exactly where we're divinely meant to be. But the thing is that this massive healing that's coming in is meant to challenge everyone to be more open and accepting of all. That's it. Period. Of all. Okay? All forms of energy, all forms of expression, and not take away from or belittle a person or be like, wow, I had somebody comment for my Dark Moon video. This was on YouTube, but I had them comment and they said, if you honored your ancestors more, you'd be stronger. Me and my ancestors fucking laughed, okay? Because they're projecting, and that's okay. But that's from their form of perception because they see vulnerability as a weakness instead of seeing it as a strength. And I get it. This world's not used to seeing that. This world is not used to people sharing themselves as authentically as I do. Everybody hides behind these masks and this facade, and their life is so perfect and their marriage is so perfect and everything is just so perfect. Well, I've got news for everybody. No, it's not. And I see through all of that bullshit and it makes me fucking sick. You're just as bad as the person who killed the dog in the fucking movie. Being straight up, okay? That stuff just, it makes me sick because it exists, yes, but the fact that you don't share all parts of yourself just goes to show that you feel like you have to live up to that. The thing is I don't have to live up to anything other than what I'm meant to be. That's it. I don't care what people think about me. Of course, I address it because I find them as perfect examples to be able to use when I'm discussing subjects, like frame of perception. But the thing is that's all it is. It's an example. I mean, my job, sorry, I'm like nodding, like saying yes, got it, okay, good. My job here is to be love. And that's all I care about. I have no expectations from any of you. And I'm learning to drop the expectations for myself. The thing is you guys are also learning to drop the expectations for yourselves. I'm going to ask you guys, how many expectations have you set for yourself? Sometimes your expectation should just be, what can I reflect on today? How can I serve today? How many of you guys wake up with that type of mindset? Because I can guarantee you a lot of people don't. One of the first things I do when I wake up is, how can I serve? What can I do today? What is my mission today? What's the one thing that I'm meant to align with today? So I can make sure to make that one thing my priority. People always ask me, how do you manifest? Well, I don't ask for anything. I say whatever is divinely meant for me, because I have so much faith. I have so much trust. I've seen the miracles, and I've seen what it's like to be a part of this experience as an entire whole, the good and the bad. I know what it's like to not have food, to be homeless. I also know what it's like to make 17 grand in a month. And I've been on every single spectrum. And I can say that the money doesn't matter either way. There's going to be tower moments no matter which end of the spectrum that you're on. All right. And then like there was a bunch of jokes. They wanted me to talk about this, and I was talking about this with my friend earlier, but there's all those jokes going around going, what is it called? In the Hunger Games, you're in like districts, right? But in all reality, we already have districts going on. There's already that mentality. It's just a mentality of districts, right? You thinking that you're better than the next person because of your frame of perception of what is better. But sometimes there's people that are better than you, and they don't need what you have to be happy. And it's important to see their frame of perception as well. And so being open to seeing that is important, okay? We live in these districts already, right? I mean, we have the ghetto places or the nice neighborhoods, but in all reality, everywhere in this world, in this earth that we're on, is the ghetto district, okay? I don't know what district was the ghetto one. I'm not great at remembering what each district was. I think it was like District 12 or 13 or something like that. That was like the worst. I don't remember exactly. But we are District 12 or 13 in the fucking universe. So if you really want to think about how much better you can be, we are in these Hunger Games, right? And we're hungry for raising our consciousness. We're hungry for expansion in our lens and our frame of perception. And we are hungry for understanding each other and ourselves as humans being. Yet we're not being real. And we're not being compassionate. And we're not being our authentic and organic selves. So start being. That's all we could do, is just start somewhere. It's never too late to start. Like, you know, the lady that I worked with today, she was like, oh, I'm, 45-year-old or whatever age she said. Absolutely beautiful, powerful soul. I started crying, getting into her energy, not in a negative way, just because of how beautiful and pure her intention and her heart is. And she just recently lost her job with a very good company making a lot of money. And she's had this attachment to material possessions. And she's like, you think by my age I'd have it all figured out, right? But in all reality, she's exactly where she was meant to be, because we're in the age of awakening. And so you're going to see a lot of all of these, they're showing me broken glass. What is that called? Distortion, thank you. Distortion. You're going to have this distorted view of reality, and then you're going to put it together, and it's still going to have all these cracks in it, and then you're going to have to heal those cracks. And that's where transmutation comes in. That's where stepping into your power comes in. And you're going to realize that this broken mirror was never broken. It was never broken. And that's what the matrix is right now, is it's a broken mirror. It's something that's shattered. It's a shattered reality, and that reality is coming together. That veil is lifting. And so people always say shift your perspective. Guilty of that. Shift your perspective, absolutely, but be real when you do it, and be open when you do it. So many people want to claim they're this, they're that, because they want some sort of identity. But then you have to ask yourself and challenge yourself to ask yourself, how am I identifying with that? And if I didn't have a label, how would I describe myself? If I couldn't just say I'm a healer, how would I prove that? We all do it, right? I mean, it helps others understand us, but it's just important to understand how, as humans, we cling to anything, including something to tell others who we are. But your energy will speak for you. And today, that person's energy spoke for them. They can have healer all up in their profile. But I know that they are broken. And that's okay. And I know that they've also helped people. And that's amazing. And I know that this experience, I walked away from learning something, and I know that she's going to learn something from it as well. I know that her and I are equals, and it's important to understand all of that, okay? So how can you tell somebody who you are, what you are, without using an identifying word? Through energy, okay? Charisse, flavoredvivid.com is where you would book a reading if anybody would like a reading. But just know, I am going to add a disclosure statement on there saying that if you come to me with specific questions, we will always answer those questions. But if other information comes through, I'm not holding back on that information, okay? So that's anyways what I've got for you guys. And now I just keep repeating myself, but listen, people need repetition, and because it takes practice, and it takes daily practice, it takes daily accountability, and you should be questioning absolutely everything, except for your own intuition. That's the one thing that you don't question. And how do you discern what is intuition? I did a whole video on this on my Patreon, but a quick version is intuition is present. It is here and it is right now. And so your intuition might say, hey, let's go to the park, for example, right? But then your ego is going to come up and it's going to be like, yeah, but remember last time you went to the park, there was those bees there, or Karen was there with her kids and she was the total bee, you know what I mean? So maybe we shouldn't go to the park, right? But your intuition told you to, because your intuition is present. It doesn't care about the past or what happened before, and it doesn't worry about what's going to happen because it knows and it trusts in the moment. The ego is this comfort blanket that we develop by age 2 or 3 years old. It's a little bit different for everyone, and within the ego is this we want to analyze, we want to process, we want to understand absolutely everything. And that's the problem, is your heart doesn't need to understand. It's your mind, it's your ego that you're trying to comfort by understanding things, by over analyzing things. And so when I say question everything, I mean in a challenging way of thinking outside of the box. I don't mean in a way of where you're stumping yourself and you haven't left the room because you've overthought something. Okay, when I say to challenge your perception, I don't mean holding back a feeling of I like somebody and I don't know why. That's not what I'm talking about. You're gonna drive yourself fucking mad. Okay, another beautiful friend of mine, Arnold, he says that. He says people end up driving themselves mad because they don't know how to express themselves. So, anyways, don't drive yourselves mad, alright? Because then you're just gonna turn into the Queen of Hearts and off with their head, right? So, you don't want to be the Queen of Hearts energy, because you're just going to run around with a chicken with your own head off. You don't want to be the chicken with your head off. You'd rather be the farmer watching it like, wow, what the fuck? All the chickens are panicking, but they cut their own head off. So, I don't think it'd be a great thing to be a farmer either at that point in time. That would be kind of traumatizing to see that too. So, don't really know how much value that last statement had. We'll just scratch that. But anyways, you guys, everyone keeps commenting the rainbow. There was a filter here. I thought it was cool. It keeps doing these cool AI things on my face, which I thought, look at that. Oh, it's so cool. I don't know, I just thought it was really cool looking, and I'm weird, and if you guys could turn me into some cool robot, I so would. I really wanted to be that girl. Oh, why am I forgetting her name and the name of the movie right now? She has orange hair from that movie. Yeah, real great. She has orange hair. Nice, Krista. How many orange hair movie girls are there? I'll post a picture of her. Anyways, I love you guys. I love you guys so much. And I hope that you were able to take something from this. And I hope that today you challenge your lens, and remember that you can always adjust it, just like you can adjust a camera lens. And sometimes the lens is out of focus, and that's okay. It doesn't mean it's broken and you're not broken. Okay. Fifth element does. Yes. Thank you. Oh, you knew. You feel me. I love you guys. Thank you, Rita. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Yes. That girl from the Fifth Element. Oh, can I be her? I love that movie. I'm obsessed with it. So thank you. I don't know why I blanked on it. Probably because it was just not a value or important, which is okay. We all know I'm kind of random. I will absolutely leave it up, and I do plan to upload this to YouTube as well. So, anyways, like I said, I love you guys. I hope you challenge yourselves. I hope you're able to adjust your lens of focus as you go. Get outside if you want to get outside. Take a nap if you want to take a nap. Read a book if you want to read a book. But whatever you do, make sure that you're making yourself happy, and you're evolving, and you're bettering yourself, and you are being the light, the love that you are meant to be, and you're sharing yourself authentically and not from fear. A lot of people think that that's sharing themselves is from fear, and I understand that. I can see that as well. But that's not really sharing yourselves or being authentic, because you're projecting at that point. And so challenge that idea as well. But anyways, okay, I'm rambling. I love you guys. I'm gonna go take my next client. I'll keep this on today, and I will upload the video to YouTube as well. So if there, for whatever reason, if there's a problem viewing it here, it'll be on YouTube. I will see you guys. Yeah, of course, Mackenzie. Absolutely. But thank you, and I'm sending you guys love, healing, positive vibes. Make sure that you guys pray today for anybody that needs it, even if you don't know who you're praying for. I want you to start your day tomorrow or even now and just be like, how can I serve today? Sometimes your answer will be as simple as sit your ass outside, okay? Sometimes it'll be as simple as, hey, knock on your neighbor's door, see if they need anything. Other times will be more difficult, and it'll be like, hey, go take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror. And either way, every single thing that you receive is the most beneficial. And you know, when you ask yourself that question, be open to the first thing that comes to mind. Literally. Unless the first thing that comes to mind is like, go drink a beer, because I can guarantee your intuition is never going to tell you to drink alcohol. It's never going to tell you to obliterate and run from your true self. So, I mean, be real with it when you do that, okay? Not saying that beer is bad, all right? I will occasionally drink. I think last time I drank was like, not my birthday. It was, when was it? It was, what? It's another holiday. As if my birthday is a holiday. It is, okay? We should all celebrate my birthday. No, Valentine's Day. Jeez, I can't even remember Valentine's Day today. I'm super spacing because I'm like up, not here. I need to go ground my energy. Anyways, I love you guys. I love you guys infinitely. Behave, be good, I'll see you guys next time. Bye, Facebook.